Hello, YouTube friends and family. How are you? My name is Mike, coming to you from Health and Wealth. Thanks for joining me today as I discuss the 4 groupings that were given to us from Yieldmax. So we asked for it. They provided. The community wanted a payment every single week. And so what Yieldmax did is they broke up their ETFs into multiple groups, 4 groups, Group A, B, C, and you guessed it, D. And they've gone ahead and included ETFs in each one of those to pay us out each week of the month. So today's video, I want to discuss Group A. So what I'm thinking about doing is I'm going to do 4 of these fancy videos discussing each group, and then I want us to come together and decide which group is the best for you. Now, if you take a look at my community page, I've put a poll up there. What's the best group for you? And I've included all of the ETFs in each of them. I'm on a Yieldmax Facebook group today, and somebody said I pulled my money out of Alti and put it all into Nvidia, Misty, and Coney, I think the person said, because they all pay on the same day. So this isn't as known as we want it to be. And so I'd like to go over that with you right now. What I'm going to do is I'm just pulling up Yieldmax's website as we speak, and I want to go over the news that was recently shared. So I'll make my head a little bit smaller here. Boop. And let's take a gander. So I found this right on Yieldmax's website. I scrolled to the very bottom, clicked on news, and this is the very first article right there. And so what it is showing us is that there is some big changes coming up here, and they're going to pay out a weekly dividend. But what that really means is they're going to pay out a distribution every single week. A couple of them are going to be weekly. Is it YMAX and YMAG are now going to be weekly, and then the ETFs like TSLY, Coney, Nvidia, Misty, they're still going to be paid out once a month, but in separate weeks. And so that's what we're going to go over today. What I'm showing you here is just their payment schedule, groups A, B, C, and D. So you can see the first payment here is going to be coming up in October, around the same time it normally would have, actually a little bit earlier. So it looks like the declaration date is going to be the 2nd of October, X date. So if you purchase on the X date or beyond, you won't get that month's distribution. Is the 3rd of October, and then the payment date's on the 4th. Pretty awesome that they can pay out that quickly. And then we have Group B the following week, Group C the following week after that, and then Group D all the way into near the end of October, and then that will just rotate every single week. So what some people are doing is buying into each of the groups so that they get paid every single week. I want to discuss with you how it's doing, if that's a good strategy or not, and what I'm going to be doing with that. So first things first, I've created a nice little Excel file for us here, and I want to go over every single one of the distribution paying ETFs in Group A with you today. Stay tuned tomorrow for Group B, and then Group C, Group D, and we'll combine them all. But remember to vote in that poll to tell us what your favorite poll is. And, you can also tell us with your words as well. Don't be afraid to type something out there. So what I've done is I've organized these in the amount of how much they've paid in the last year. Now, I realize some of these have just come out, and we're going to discover that as well. So I'm going to go ahead here and unhighlight the first one. So we're going lowest to highest in distributions in Group A. So we have SNOY, 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 and that's going to be our first one. So let me go ahead, and you can see so far in its existence, it's paid out $2.57. Here is, let's see here. Yes, this is the one. So it started out June 11th. I mean, it's just a brand new little baby there. It came out June 11th, $20.18. And then in the last 4 or 5 months here, 3 months, it's gone down 17% or $3.48. Now, this is trading with Snowflake, which is the underlying. And since June 11th here, let's take a gander. It hasn't done very well either. So it was at 128 on June 11th. Today it's 112, so it's down $16 in that period. So still, that's not doing that great either. But so let's take a look at the distribution. The goal is income for people that purchase these funds, right? Income. So $2.57 you would have in realized gain if you just took that money. So if you had 1,000 shares, you would have $2,500 in your pocket minus taxes in the last 3 and a bit months, which is, not too bad if you think about it. But 1,000 shares times $20, yeah, not the greatest, not the best, that's for sure. Let's go to the second one here, just so we can stay on track. We have XOMO. Is that how we're pronouncing it? You guys go in the chat and just tell me, is it XOMO? Is it XOMO? So I'm going to get rid of these snowy ones just to kind of simplify this here a little bit. So XOMO, you can see its distributions over the last year here. I also took a look at how much is paid out, and it's paid out $3.49. Now, XOMO here doesn't pay a huge amount of distribution. Let's go all the way to the top here. 26% distribution rate. It's all right. It's all right. It's not great, but it's all right. So it's $3.49. Let's take a look at the performance here of XOMO. So here it is in the last 1 year. Started at $20, and today it's at $16.53. Not bad, actually. Down $3.91. Oh, man. Did I say not bad? It is kind of bad, right? 19%, not good. That's for sure. And then when you look at the distribution over a 1 year period, $3.49, you can see it doesn't pay a ton of money every single month. Let's take a look. 33, 34, 18, 30, 33. It's pretty even though, right? You can kind of have an idea of what it's going to pay out. That's always nice. YieldMax Fund Manager Jay mentioned that they're going to be working on strategies to decrease the NAV depreciation, and so that would be really good with a fund just like this, right? XOMO, XOMO. Let's take a look now. XOMO is coming from ExxonMobil. Gas and oil, right? And so gas and oil in the last year here, it's down 4.19% in the last year. It's definitely not down 19% in that same period, but it's also down a little bit. But there's not like a massive market for options when it comes to Exxon. It's good, but it's not like it's got the volatility like TSLY and NVIDIA and Coney and Misty. Okay, so yeah, not bad. It's all right. It's paying out, which is good. If you're an income investor, that's what you're looking for. Let's take a look at the next one on the list here. So we have Crash. If I didn't watch Meet the Gamers last night when Jay pronounced it, I would have been calling it Crush. But he says this is his favorite name, which is Crash. And yeah, I agree. I love that name. So Crash is looking for the downside of Tesla, essentially. Okay, so they're trying to collect the downside. They're trying to gain money whenever Tesla goes down, and so they've paid out $3.58 so far. Let's take a look here. They have not been around for a full year. They've only came out on May 2nd. May the 2nd be with you, of course. And so they're down 30% so far. That's now, just so we're all on the same page. I understand, you guys, that's 30% in the share price. But, you made $3.58 in distribution so far. I get it. I get that for sure. But that's quite a bit. We'll talk about TSLY coming up here, but even TSLY's down. So what's the strategy here that's paying off? Are you on the downside or are you on the upside? Both sides are down. So something needs to be done with that one for sure. Let's talk about YBIT from YieldMax here, see how it's doing over the last year. Now, I say a year loosely because it hasn't been around since a year, but how much money has it paid out in its short time with us here? So it's already paid out $3.97. Now, I say already because it's only been here since near the end of April, April 23rd. So approximately 5 months, give or take. And in that period, it's down 35%. So you do that over a year, you are going to be at down 80% if you project the future of that. For me, that's not an investment I want to get into, but down $7.34, and we got to give, we got to take, right? So what's the give? The give is $7.34. The take is the $3.97. So again, most people are in these funds to make income. So yes, it's down quite a bit in a short period. I think it's only paid out. Let's take a look here. 4 distributions. Yes, it has. I mean, they've been decent too. 72 cents, 67 cents, $1.21, and $1.37. Those 4 distributions. So they've been good. But are they taking away from that NAV too much, right? So what is YieldMax going to do to help decrease NAV depreciation? Are we going to, do anything about that? Let's hope so, right? So I did some research on YBIT down here. Let's see, where was it? Here, I think it's up near the top, actually. Here we go. YBIT seeks to generate current income via a synthetic covered call strategy on one or more select U.S.-listed Bitcoin ETPs. YBIT is actively managed by Ziga Financial. Sorry, Jay, if I said that wrong. When selecting Bitcoin ETPs on which to trade options. Let's see here. So 2 things down here. Preference for Bitcoin ETPs that hold physical or spot Bitcoin over such ETPs that reference Bitcoin indirectly via futures contracts. Second point, their selection of Bitcoin ETPs that have sufficient options liquidity to support YBIT's trading activities. What the heck is an ETP? Before I show this to you, do you know what that is? Let's take a look. Exchange traded products, ETPs, including exchange traded funds or ETFs, right? Exchange traded notes, ETNs, and some other similar product types are investment vehicles that are listed on an exchange and can be bought and sold through the trade day like a stock. And then we can go down here. What's an ETP? In the stock market, an exchange traded product refers to financial product that is publicly traded like a bond in the stock market. ETPs offer a cost-effective and safe way to diversify an investment portfolio by acquiring exposure to an index or an asset class. Okay, good to know. Take a look at Bitcoin over the last one here, and it is up. But let's go from, what was it, April 23rd, I believe. So 66,402, and today it's at 57,947. So down $9,000, which is roughly, oh man, I can't do that math. I'll flash it up top here. But yeah, so that's down as well since that day. So it kind of makes sense that YBIT would be down as well. So when Bitcoin takes off, is YBIT going to take off? We will find out. That's for sure. All right, fantastic. Let's keep it rolling here. Remember, we're going up the chart. We're going to go to number. We got 3 left here. What do you think is the third highest payment in the last year here? Let's go take a look at OARK, also from ARKK. I think I actually put that in there incorrectly. Let me do that differently. Boom and boom. ARKK. So it's paid out $4.69. Now, this is a true 1-year test. This is actually 1 year of data. I collected this from YieldMax's website. And let's talk about OARK. Here we are with a 1-year chart down 28%, or $4.13. It's getting very close to that reverse split territory that TSLY hit. But let's take a look at the ARK price in that same 1 year. It's up 8.76%. So why is OARK down 28% in that same time period? Now, remember, OARK has paid out $4.69, so that is money in your pocket if you've taken it, and if you've reinvested it, then you've accumulated more shares of OARK. But it's doing okay. Let's think about the future of ARK-K, which could help the future of OARK. ARK-K invests in a lot of innovation, a lot of maybe smaller market companies that have the potential for high growth. And in a high interest world that we've been in over the last few years, those don't tend to do as well. So with the threat, with the hope, with the dream of interest rates dropping 25 to 50 points on Wednesday, will that help ARK-K? Kathy Wood is hoping so. This fund is volatile. That's why YieldMax trades with it. It was one of the originals, and actually I'll flash this up top here for you to see. I made a video on ARK-K. So if that's something you want to look at, take a look. Come back and take a look at that, okay? ARK-K, there we go. Let's get rid of these two here, and let's talk about the next one. If you can see that, then you know what's coming. The next highest dividend payer in Group A is GOOY. Sounds so sticky, but this is a Google ETF, and you can see the last year's performance down 28%. Again, lots of things are happening out there in the world to create this, but let's take a look at Google itself in that same period, up 14%. So somebody once said, invest in the underlying of these companies, especially the good ones like Google. And here you can see that Google has paid you slightly more, 14% over that same period of time, whereas GOOY is down 28%. Now, GOOY also has the distribution of $5.26. So if you had 1,000 shares, you now have $5,260 cash, cold hard cash sitting in your bank account, or a lot of people that listen to this channel are reinvesting that money. Remind me at the end of this video, I want to show you a very interesting stat in relation to Google. I think you're going to like it. I'm actually blown away by this stat. So that's Google. These are the first 6 companies in Group A. Let's take a look at let's call it the anchor of the group, the highest valued. The most money is invested in this fund when it comes to Group A. So let's take a look at that right now. Dun, 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 dun. TSLY. There we go. TSLY, the original, the OG, way back when, right, this came out. And everybody was all over TSLY. So let me bring this over for you so you can see a little bit better. Let's get into TSLY. Let's go to the 1-year chart, down 54%. I was invested in TSLY. This is one of the first high yield dividends that I ever invested in. I got out, I think it was right before the stock split. I just said, I am out of here, and I'm going to take that money and invest into something else. And I invested it in Nvidia. So I've been happy about that decision. Still happy about that decision. It's Nvidia's doing really well. Now, mind you, TSLY is still chugging along here, paying out pretty good dividends every single month. But if I had have left my almost 1,000 shares in there, I would have only had 500 today after March. I think it was around March 1st when they had the reverse split. You can see here, though, from this chart, it's not looking promising for TSLY. So let's go back to March here. Let's say March 4th. And then look at it now, 1310. Why does it keep going down so dramatically? Let's take a look at TSLY. At that same time, it is also down 14%. Here's the problem with TSLY and TSLY. TSLY shoots straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. And so our fund managers have a hard time capturing the calls on this. Their calls are 10% out, but TSLY goes up 20%. So our fund managers have to pay to close those options. And so that has happened over and over and over again. Therefore, we're taking the money out of the NAV to pay the distribution. For me, I'm not doing TSLY anymore unless, and I think we've heard the rumor that the fund managers are going to do something to lower the risk of that NAV depreciation. If TSLY splits again, that's not a good look. So I know a lot of you guys are invested in TSLY, and you're probably feeling the same way. But a lot of us are thinking, well, okay, what about the income, right? The monthly dividend for TSLY is pretty good. It's definitely good. So you got to think negatives and positives here. So definitely pretty good with $11.43 in the last 1 year. If you had 1,000 shares of that, you'd have $11,430 sitting in your back pocket right now. So congratulations to you on that one. You know what? Actually, I'm wrong about that, aren't I? You know why? They had a split. So if you had 1,000 shares a year ago, you only have 500 right now. So you guys do the math on that one. That's way above my head, but yeah. So guys, this is Group A. Remember, stick around for the end. I want to do a comparison that I think is going to blow your mind. But this is Group A: TSLY, GOOY, OARK, YBIT, Crash, XOMO, and SNOY. Which one of these are you most interested in? Which one are you invested in? What do you like about what you're invested in? Tell me, tell everybody. We need to hear from you. We love you. We can't wait to hear your opinions. All right. Again, this is YieldMax's chart. They're going to be paying this Group A out on October the 4th. So what's the math on that? 18 days from today. So not too far away. So if you had a little bit of all of those funds, then you would be looking pretty good. Now, remember, it's also paying out YMAX and YMAG at the same date. You can see that is highlighted right here. And then also YMAX, YMAG, and Alti are being paid out up above there as well. So YMAX and YMAG are now going to be weekly dividend paying ETFs. Now, of course, because they're weekly, they're not going to be paying out as much as they would if they were monthly. But that's what's happening there. Also, we're going to be talking about Group B tomorrow, Group C the day after, and Group D the day after that. So if you're not yet subscribed, I definitely appreciate you joining along with us here. So the last thing I wanted to do, and I thought this was incredible, is I want to do a weird comparison. I want to compare Google to Domino's Pizza. Who here doesn't like Domino's, right? So have you guys seen this? If you pull up Google's chart, which is the big blue one here, and you pull up Domino's Pizza's chart, which is highlighted in the red, and I went maximum here, how long they've been around, and take a look at the similarities in this chart. So what's a better one to invest in? Google or Domino's? Maybe both. All right, guys, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you that's made it this far. Stick around. I threw in a couple bloopers. This is actually take like 7 for me. I actually stopped recording for about 30 minutes earlier today, so I've shortened this up a little bit. And this is take 2 of the big serious take. So thank you for being here. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking. Thanks for commenting. All of the things. I hope you have a wonderful night. Bye for now. Tess says, hey, how's it going? Thanks for joining me. My name is Mike. Welcome back to Health and Wealth. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, YouTube. How are you? My name is Mike, coming to you from Health and Wealth. Thanks for joining me today on another episode of... Hello, YouTube, friends and family. How are you? My name is Mike, coming to you from Health and Wealth. Thanks for joining me today as I discuss the 4 groupings that were given to us from Yieldmax. So we asked for it. They provided. The community wanted a payment every single week. And so what Yieldmax did is they broke up their ETFs into multiple groups, 4 groups, Group A, B, C, and you guessed it, D. And they've gone ahead and included ETFs in each one of those to pay us out each week of the month. So today's video, I want to discuss Group A. So what I'm thinking about doing is I'm going to do 4 of these fancy videos discussing each group, and then I want us to come together and decide which group is the best for you. Now, if you take a look at my community page. I put a poll up there. What's the best group for you? And I've included all of the ETFs in each of them. I'm on a YieldMax Facebook group today, and somebody said I pulled my money out of Alti and put it all into Nvidia, Misty, and Coney, I think the person said, because they all pay on the same day. So this isn't as known as we want it to be. And so I'd like to go over that with you right now.